welcome to the show. This is Tara Bassett. We are on Take It From Tara on Crescent Hill Radio. That's 1650 a.m. if you're in the neighborhood, and on the internet worldwide, crescenthillradio.com. So glad to be with you. Welcome to the show. This edition of Take It From Tara is sponsored by the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking and the Bravo team of Rodan and Fields, along with Eternal Health Yoga, located right here on Frankfurt Avenue in Crescent Hill. We have a great lineup, including our friend Joel Timothy's music today. Gilda's Club is in the house talking about the Wigs on Tap party. That should be great fun. We were going to have Terry Foster talking about Louisville Youth Choir, but her reasonable substitute, Nicholas, is here with us today. Terry's a little under the weather. We want you to know how to get your kids involved and upcoming performances of the Louisville Youth Choir. And our wonderful annual Bark in the Park is this weekend. Becca White and I are going to be emceeing it together, reunited again. It'll be so good. And Bunny Zeller and Virginia Hottinger are here to talk about Bark in the Park, which takes place all day Saturday. And this is really exciting. A combination licensed therapist and life coach, Laura Wagner, joins us, and she's going to help make this journey easy for all of us. So all coming up this hour, very glad to have all of our guests in the studio, especially Babette from the Animal Care Society. She's going to be coming into the studio in just a little while, so you can meet her, fall in love with her, maybe even give her a forever home. And Joel Timothy, boy, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while. I was trying to put a date on what last time I saw you. But
well, I think it was when I interviewed your wife, Karen Boone, who did a Derby poster way back when I did Dawn at the Downs, maybe, on public television.
Yes, it was probably that.
Isn't that a scream?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. And you guys apparently know each other. Nick, Joel?
No.
No? Never seen each other before?
We've met.
We've just met just now.
Well, now you're instant friends.
I know, we hit it off.
I know.
Feel like I've known you forever.
Yeah. We're going out for coffee afterwards.
Awesome. We can all go to Heine Brothers.
Okay.
So, Joel, you have done everything from writing and performing music for over 30 years to composing music for film and TV and radio and theater. I think you even did a Homerama spot that I voiced over once.
Yes, you did.
You composed it and recorded it.
They wanted kind of almost an upbeat game show kind of style thing.
Yes.
And you were on camera behind like a talk show desk.
Isn't that funny?
And they sent me over the tape, and I just scored right to it.
I love it. I love that. That is so cool.
That was fun.
You have really two great albums, which we play, and we're going to continue to play, Broken Cage and Fly Away With My Heart. I know you get a lot of play on NPR. And just throw out a couple of the film scores that you've done. I know you've done a lot of stuff for independent films and also for indie artists. You're an album producer.
Yeah, produced a lot of records for a lot of different artists here in town. Most of the films, they're so indie that nobody has ever heard of them. So, and then a lot of short films and even some documentaries and things like that.
Very cool.
I haven't done a whole lot of that lately because I've got busy producing other artists. So I actually have kind of winded that down and getting back to writing some of my own stuff. And
I love it.
Want to put out a new album. Don't know when, but
which you will play for us tonight, right? Lots of your own new stuff?
No, not yet. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. You've had kind of a circuitous trip in life like me. I went from Oregon to Georgetown University School of Law to Kentucky. You went from Nebraska to England to Haight-Ashbury. So
Yes.
who were some of your best friends in that eclectic San Francisco neighborhood?
Well, I knew everybody because we were all neighbors.
Are you old enough to know what Haight-Ashbury was?
I am totally old enough to know what
Okay,
Haight-Ashbury
just
is.
checking.
I've been to Haight-Ashbury,
Okay.
actually.
Really?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, so who were some of your neighbors and friends?
Janis Joplin.
Oh, man.
And I always say, it's kind of a canned thing, but she was like a big sister to me.
Oh, wow.
And you needed a big sister in that neighborhood.
Yes, you
'Cause
did.
she did. She protected me.
I bet.
A whole lot. And took me to Monterey Pop with them.
Amazing.
And, learned my first few guitar chords from Jerry Garcia.
Oh, right.
And,
Grateful
in
Dead
fact, this
influence.
Is, a strap that Jerry Garcia gave me
Can I
way back
touch
in
it?
the day. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a
I'm
funny
one degree
story.
of separation from the
Well,
Grateful Dead.
Here's the deal. It wasn't really his.
He stole it?
Well, kind of. Joe Cipollina,
Of course.
Cipollina from Quicksilver Messenger Service had left it, and I needed a strap, so Jerry just gave it to me.
Amazing.
He said, "Joel, here's a strap." You know.
Oh, that's
so,
good. That's
yeah,
a good.
it's pretty
That's a good
If
imitation.
you do a bad Jack Nicholson, it's a really dead-on
Jerry Garcia.
So, anyway, I said, "Joel, you need a strap, man."
Oh,
So,
cool.
a couple days later, John Cipollina from Quicksilver comes in, and He says, "Has anybody seen my guitar strap? I think I left it here."
Oh,
Busted.
no.
And he looks at me. He goes, "It's exactly like the one Joel has."
Awesome.
And I just went, "No,
No,
I haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it
it.
around here."
Not since
You know?
Jerry Garcia gave it to you.
So that's
love
one
that.
of a million stories.
I
But,
love
yeah.
that.
But it was an interesting time and an interesting place.
I bet
believe
it
me.
was. And you
Yeah.
lived to tell the story.
I did because I didn't take drugs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? So
I-
you have a clear memory of it.
Not necessarily, because age is creeping up on
Yes.
me. But no, I do. I have a really clear memory of it all. And I've told this story as well, but my mother was an emergency room nurse.
Yes.
And I used to stop by and wait for her to get off work sometimes. And in those 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes the stuff that I saw, I saw people that I knew come in and doctors come out of the ER shaking their heads saying they didn't
man.
make it. And it was all drug related.
Wow.
So I was frightened by the drugs.
Yes.
I was not about, the experimentation and enlighten this and all that. The more I look back on it, there was a lot of hypocritical stuff with the hippies.
Sure.
They were, I don't know. But it was, I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I got to some experiences that you only would have had if you were right there at that time.
Yes,
So-
exactly. And you were in the epicenter, Joel Timothy.
Epicenter.
We're going to be hearing more from you, and I'd love you to play us a tune in just a couple minutes. First, we want to get to the Louisville Youth Choir, and you have great appreciation for this because this is where our kids are learning how to sing and learning music, even though it's being unfortunately taken out of the schools at a rapid rate. We have wonderful local organizations that provide opportunities for kids to be able to perform, and you are one of the reasons why. Introduce yourself and your choir.
My name's Nicholas Moore, and I'm the operations associate for the Louisville Youth Choir.
Wonderful.
And actually, I was in it when I was a child high schooler as well. So I've been with the company for a long time.
I love that. And Terry Foster, who is the wonderful executive director of the Louisville Youth Choir, longtime friend of mine, and I just love her talent. And she's a little under the weather today, so you graciously stepped in for her.
I did. We work as a team.
Tell me about the opportunities that are available to Louisville's kids right now in Louisville Youth Choir. How do you become a part of it?
We have so many opportunities for the kids of Louisville. First, we have a non-audition choir for students who are first through third graders.
Excellent.
So it starts around October 8th. They come in, they get the singing experience, they sing in our October concert, our Christmas concert, get to learn the basic fundamentals of music. The only thing they need to do is to be able to read text. We take care of everything else, make sure they enjoy themselves.
So like 6 to 8 year olds, basically.
Yeah,
That must be
exactly.
fun.
It's a lot of fun for us to do, and the kids love it.
I bet. And then the next age group is?
4th through 12th graders.
Okay.
And we split all of them up between 4 different choirs. Some of them are mixed choirs, some of them are only girls' choirs. And we do everything from pops music to more traditional choral styles like Mozart and Bach. We've paired with local composers before. Just a lot of really cool things.
I love that. And then you've got the really, really super excellent choir, the top grade, right?
Yes, of course.
The oldest ones.
Yes, the chamber choir, yes.
Yes. And those girls, and is it boys and girls both?
I believe so, yeah, on that one.
Yeah. And those guys just knock your socks off. I mean, they have performed for so many dignitaries.
We've been very blessed to do that, yes.
And you guys have been asked to perform at some pretty impressive organizational things, both here and elsewhere.
Yes. We just had a trip from Nashville. Actually, this past summer, we were asked to be guests in a show down there, so that was a fantastic experience.
Very cool.
We'll be performing at the Snowball this
Great.
winter, benefits Cosair Children.
Yes.
It's one of our Artists in Actions opportunities where we teach the kids their music isn't only for entertainment value and skill, but they can actually give back to their community.
That's wonderful. Now,
Yeah, it's
give
great.
me a rundown on when the concerts are this year, because I always like to attend the concerts, and then you also have a great fundraiser every year, which I've been privileged to MC and help to get some of those silent auction items and other things sold to raise money for the Louisville Youth Choir.
Definitely. Think we'll get a chance to sing this
I
next
think
one?
we should, definitely.
Okay, yes. We have 4 concerts, like I said, throughout the season, and I'm going to use my little cheat sheet here.
You
to
can
make
use your
sure I don't
cheat
get
sheet. It's
these wrong.
perfectly fine.
Our upcoming concert is going to be October 20th.
Kathy's going to show pictures of the kids while we do this anyway,
great.
because we've got a ton. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I love that church.
October 20th, and that's going to be our concert at the Ursuline Arts Center. Then we have our December 13th concert, and that's a Christmas festival at the Harvey Brown Presbyterian Church.
Look how cute they are.
Then March 7th, our spring concert, Spring Arts in Action, to benefit the Cosair Children's Hospital Foundation, like I mentioned. And then April 27th is going to be our season closing concert, and that is at the WL Lyons Brown Theater right downtown. And Yum's brand has been fantastic about sponsoring not only this coming concert, but a number of things as well.
Yum is fantastic, and they do give a lot of support, so we appreciate them very much. And the Louisville Youth Choir just is booming. I mean, you see these kids, you see the looks on their... Oh, that's the wigs. Stop. Save the wigs for later. That's the Gilda's Club. No children in Louisville Youth Choir are wearing high-wired red fuzzy wigs. I promise
I'd
you
wear
that.
that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, Joel could definitely model that one for you. So
speaking of Gilda's Club, they're one of the organizations we've partnered with for Arts in Action before.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've got great people in the studio getting ready to talk to a bunch of other folks who are going to be very interesting. And I appreciate you taking the time to come in, because I also know from Terry that you have a class across the river that you have to get to.
I do operations management 545.
Well, that's how you learn how to operate the Louisville Youth Choir. So you get ahead and run and do what you need to do. Thank you for taking the time to stop by, Nicholas Moore. We appreciate you. And Terry, we love you very much, and we're sorry that you're home puking, but hopefully you'll get better soon and be back at work. Now we know the rest of the story. No, maybe she said puny. I think she said she was feeling puny. Yes, that's what it was.
Before.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's a colloquialism.
A colloquialism is right. So anyway, thanks, Nicholas Moore. Appreciate it. Louisville Youth Choir. Look at the website, which is louyouthchoir.org, louyouthchoir.org, and you'll be able to find out all about those great concerts and the big fundraiser that happens every January for the Louisville Youth Choir. And we appreciate you very much for listening to everything that you've said.
Thanks. Everything you would want to know, everything you'd want to see, pictures, videos, all of our opportunities right there on the website. So check it out.
Wonderful. louyouthchoir.org. Thanks a lot, Nicholas Moore.
Thanks.
See ya. Would you mind sending Laura
You too.
Wagner in too? Send in Laura Wagner when you go out for an interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's her turn.
Yes.
We want to thank the Magnuson Effort to Block Human Trafficking for their sponsorship of Take It From Tara, and acknowledge the incredible effort to stop human trafficking in the United States. Women and children are frequent potential victims of human traffickers associated with international criminal organizations. Vulnerable to false promises of job opportunities in other countries, many of those who accept these offers from what appear to be legitimate sources find their documents destroyed, their lives or the lives of their families threatened with harm, or bonded by a debt they have no chance of repaying. Human trafficking also includes persons who are trafficked into forced marriages, sweatshops, plantations, or domestic service. What can you do to stop these heinous practices? To learn more, visit humantrafficking.org, sponsored by the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking. Joel Timothy, another great gut-busting tune. What are we doing this time?
I took a request online last night.
Awesome.
So these are all by request. And this is Racing the Train.
Love it. Let's hear it. Joel Timothy, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm speeding up that 2-lane along the railroad track. I gotta beat the train to the station. My baby's coming back. Racing the train. Oh, I'm racing the train. She expects me at that station with flowers in my hands. Ain't got no flowers and I'm running out of gas. Racing the train. Yeah, I'm racing the train. Oh, this tangle web I weave gonna kill me someday. Racing the train. Well, as I cross them tracks, last thing that I seen, big old locomotive just bearing down on me. Racing the train. Yeah, I'm racing the train. Standing at the pearly gate, St. Peter asked my name. He said, you're the fool who was racing the train. Racing the train. Yeah, I'm racing the train. Oh, this tangle web I weave gonna lead me someday. Racing the train. I left out the middle verses because I knew we had to get it all into 3 minutes. So
oh, that's okay.
There's a chapter missing in there.
I'll tell you what, we'll get the chapter back, and next time just do the whole song, and I'll just go, stop.
Okay, all right, all right.
Thank you, Joel Timothy.
I was trying to self-edit on
I
my
hear
way.
a little Janis Joplin in you. You know that?
She taught me to sing.
That's probably why.
Yeah, she. I'd sit at her kitchen table going, and she'd say, "You sing like a wimp," you know.
I love it.
So I started to work on it. You know, she
One
was my
degree of separation from Janis Joplin,
Wow.
and now you're two.
And now I'm here.
There we go. Laura Wagner, life coach and therapist.
Yes.
What a combination. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
How handy is that when you're dealing with people?
It's handy because, some people say, well, what's the difference between doing the two? And actually, both of those pieces of my work inform each other. That's just kind of how it's evolved. But, as a therapist, I'm helping people heal their emotional lives. And as a coach, it's more about helping people reach their goals. So the two come together, and, I help people just along the continuum of their journey, wherever that is.
My friend Catherine Furrow, who is a movie producer, and I were talking about this today, and she said somebody told her that therapists dig into the dark parts of your life to bring you out, and life coaches turn on the light and take you toward it.
Oh, I love that.
Is that not cool?
I love that.
I think she's brilliant.
I think therapists get a bad rap, though, for going into the darkness and what your parents did to you that you still can't get over.
I know.
But a lot of it is about looking at the narrative of your life in the past and making sense of it, the why of it. But it's really good. And most therapists I know want people to move forward besides staying in their story of this happened to me and I am this because of that. Yes,
yeah, exactly. So the first quote that caught my eye when I looked at your website, and this is cool. The passion, inspiration, and energy you crave isn't out there somewhere. I can promise you that it hasn't passed you by. It is within you and always has been.
Yeah.
That's very significant.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are always looking outside for fixes. They want a counselor, they want medicine, or they want something else. What is it that's in us that we need to discover?
Well, I think what I help people try to see is excavate within themselves those parts that may have over time gotten lost or buried or our attention turned away from them. Some people would liken it to going back to, what were you like as a kid when you had that more sense of free-spiritedness? What were your dreams that you set aside for different things?
Yes.
I work with a lot of women in particular, and because of all the different roles we take on in our lives, which are all great roles, and I have some of them in my life, we tend to get lost in the shuffle of that and think, oh, well, I wish I could do this, but it's too late to do that.
Yes.
Or I could never do that sort of thing. And well, yes, you can actually, and it's within you to do that. It's about asking yourself the right questions instead of putting yourself in a corner with thoughts that limit you.
Well, we lose ourselves in our businesses, in our jobs, in our children, in our multiple soccer mom responsibilities, in our relationship problems, and gaining weight and not being able to get rid of it. All of those things are true. Now, you said excavate our desires, and I want you to explain in detail what radical self-care actually is. This is a new concept to me.
Radical self-care.
Yes.
Sometimes people say to me, what does that look like in day-to-day life? It's different for everybody. Sometimes I'll share with people what that looks like for me. And maybe it sounds silly to some people, but it's really engaging in the moments of your life. And to me, it's a mindfulness about what you're doing each day. I have a busy life just like anyone else. I've got a 12-year-old daughter, 5-year-old son. I'm married to a very busy mortician. I know that's strange, but it's true. And
the bodies just keep rolling in. That's the way it goes.
And, I just am so present with my life in terms of what I see. I mean, the other night, I'll give you an example. I was taking out the recycling bin. There I am in my little Highlands home taking out the recycling bin. It was a harvest moon.
Wow, I saw that.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. So I'm standing outside and I'm looking at it and I'm just in such appreciation of it and letting myself be there and enjoy that instead of like, oh, here I am taking out the recycling bin again. What's next on the list? So it's little things like that. It's taking the time to create something for lunch that I really want to eat that's really fuel for me instead of eating it in my car. It's taking the time to go to my exercise class that I love. Now I teach it. I loved it so much I learned how to teach it. I'm a Zumba instructor
Super
too.
overachiever.
Just add that on to
exactly.
the list. But it's so fun. It's being outside with my kids and really being mindful of them playing. But it really is the crux of radical self-care, and this is what I find is the hardest thing for a lot of people, particularly women, is, we tell ourselves if we empty ourselves out for other people, we'll feel better.
Yes.
We add to our list of achievements. But it's like when you get on an airplane, and I love it. I use it all the time.
Me
the
too.
metaphor.
Yep.
Put on your oxygen mask first and then assist the child or person next to you. And we forget to do that.
Absolutely.
And we say it's selfish to do that. We say, oh, I don't have the time to do that. But really, it's selfish not to.
Yeah, it is.
It takes away from what you can offer the other people in your life. I'd say my family and the people in my life are better served by me really engaging in my life and taking very good care of myself.
Yeah, because if you pass out from lack of oxygen, how are you going to take care of that child next to you? Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. How do we discover our inherent worth? That is a very important thing, because I think a lot of people feel a sense of lack of self-worth. And I think that's what a lot of problems are affecting people in their jobs and in their families and in their relationships. How do we discover that?
Well, one thing I tell people a lot of times, the crux of my work is really cognitive. I believe in the power of our thoughts. I teach people a technique. It's self-coaching. We all have circumstances that affect us. There are things that happen in our lives, whether they're big traumatic events or just being in traffic and it really stinks today, whatever it is. How we manage our mind around that and what we make things mean about us, that affects our sense of self-worth.
Yes.
And so I tell people a lot of times, I'll say, and they're like, what do you mean? I say, you are not your thoughts. You are so much more than that. Sometimes it almost, to me, it really is a spiritual journey. It's realizing that your very being here on this earth is more than enough, and to really embrace that. And that, I think, comes into that sense of, that being young at heart and just realizing it's just the gift of being here and knowing that and how incredible it really is.
I've heard the phrase, feelings are not facts. And that makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to control your thoughts or manage your thoughts at the very outleast.
Yes, and I'm very careful to tell people affirmations are great. I think they're fine, but if I'm telling someone, stand in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am worth it, and you don't believe that,
right.
Well, let's find some things that you can believe about yourself. If you want to lose weight and you're like, oh, I am thin, I am fit, and you don't believe that, maybe a better thought for you is, I'm working on it every day.
Yes.
Can you believe? And ask people, how does that feel in your body to say that? Does it physically feel better? And if it does, I'm like, bingo, we got it. Let's go with that and keep climbing.
Progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
It's the practice that counts.
It's process. I'm very process oriented. It is step by step, day by day. My tagline, my credo is one fierce choice at a time.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And you say when a woman can heal the relationship with her body, mind, and soul, she can also heal and change the world.
Yeah.
And I guess a man could do that too.
Yeah, dudes can do that too.
Yeah, we're not as good at it, but we can. Yeah.
I know some pretty good
No,
guys.
I'm just, I'm actually really taking in what you're saying. Yeah, great stuff.
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
It might seem, at the outside like, oh, well, it's, helping people learn to take care of themselves and feel like they're worth it. But when we know that and we truly get that about ourselves, I mean, it can affect how we treat our children generationally.
Absolutely.
It can affect the choices we make in terms of how we decide to give ourselves to our community.
Yep, volunteerism.
So, yeah, exactly. You give the best parts of yourself when you really know your worth.
What I want to know is why the special emphasis on weight loss coaching, and how does that differ from any of the programs, the meals ready to eat, or not meals ready to eat, whatever they are,
Yeah.
HMR, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, all that business.
Some of those things are very good things, and they've helped a lot of people be very successful in terms of learning about food and portion control. If someone had told me even 3 years ago that I would work with people around weight loss as a coach, I'd be like, I just don't see it. But what had happened for me over the years was just in letting the list of other things I needed to take care of grow larger and larger.
Yes.
I got kind of lost in that. My husband and I went through a journey of infertility. We adopted a son. We had a little girl. I went to graduate school, got 2 of those degrees. And I looked up and I was sort of happy, but I wasn't feeling inspired. And I it also happened that I was carrying around about 40 extra pounds.
Wow.
That had crept up. And I was like, this doesn't feel like me. And it
Right.
wasn't just about the weight. And I thought, I'm a smart woman, very intelligent. I've been to school a whole lot. Why can't I figure this out? and really, if I'm so smart, why can't I lose this weight? And what I found was I kept putting myself at the bottom of the list. I kept really entertaining a lot of self-defeating thoughts about, well, this is just how it is. I'm 40 years old now. This is the downward spiral. I'll gain 5 pounds every 5 years. And, those just kind of kept me in my own personal little jail there. And telling myself as I was approaching, I guess it's middle age when you're 40. I'm going to live to be 100. So
That's
for
right.
me, it's 50.
That's right. Go for it.
But yeah, that was a couple years ago. So yes, my 40th birthday was my catalyst for that. And when I learned how to really look at how I was thinking and how that was affecting what I was putting into my mouth and how I was moving my body. That not only helped me release the weight that needed to leave my body and get to my natural weight, it opened me up to other possibilities in my life. I mean, I'm sitting here with you. I have my own practice, things that I thought, I can't possibly do that. And I'm doing it. I'm living it every day.
Excellent.
I'm going to Paris, France in a couple of weeks.
Wonderful.
I mean, just things with a group of outstanding women. So there's just so many things that, it opens up your life in so many ways. So when I work with women, I'm happy to talk about what they eat. And if they're on Weight Watchers, that's fine. But we're really looking at, if you're overweight, what's the reason why?
Yes.
If you're eating past the point when you're not physically hungry anymore, there's a reason why. And I always tell people your weight, extra weight, has a message for you. And when you're ready to hear and understand that message, it will leave.
And you notice she said Paris, France, because here in Kentucky, we always have to differentiate.
Yeah, we do.
That's
Yes.
Paris, Kentucky, or Paris, France. So I'm glad you're going to see the Eiffel Tower.
And I'm also going to see Versailles, not
Versailles.
Versailles, while I'm there.
I love it. That is such a fantastic opportunity. How long will you be traveling?
I'll be there for a week. I'm in it's called a mastermind group. I'm with a group of 9 women. We all do different things. We live across the country, and we're all on this journey together to help and encourage each other in whatever areas of our life where we're trying to grow personally or professionally. Amazing women. So.
Oh, gosh, I can't wait to hear. Will you come back and maybe
I
tell us about the
will.
trip
I
and
would
bring
love to.
pictures?
This is so fun.
It
I
is
love
fun.
this.
This is a great radio station. This is a public radio station, as you know. And we are in the process of getting an FM signal, so we will expand our reach even more. But right now, everybody in the world can hear us, and I broadcast live from Ireland a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's outstanding.
And we had a great show with Irish musicians and a guy who was in charge of the nature preserve on the Inishowen Peninsula.
Oh, wow.
So he had a lot of really cool artifacts, and it was a wonderful experience. So yeah, Crescent Hill Radio has a worldwide reach, and you've got friends all over the world who can listen to you, and we archive all these shows.
Okay.
So you'll be able to put them out on your Facebook page and share them. Well, Miss Laura Wagner, thank you so much for being with us today, and I appreciate you coming in. Your website, laura-wagner.com, is the best way to get through to her, and you can find out more about everything you need to know from Laura Wagner, from life coaching to therapy if you need it, and weight loss, all of which are very important things. And as I said, please plan a trip back here after the trip from Paris.
All right. You
Paris,
got me.
France.
You had me at
Thank
hello.
you.
Thank you.
You've got great energy. I feel like I just had
do too.
4 cups of coffee.
Me too. She's fantastic.
You are an inspiring
Joel.
person.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
Sing an
you.
inspiring song in her honor, Joel.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me. This is kind of a Kentuckyism. So this is one of the songs that people wrote in last night and requested.
Good.
It's called "Down in the Holler of Your Heart."
I love that. Joel
love it.
Timothy, in honor of Laura Wagner.
Like a one-winged angel, flying in a circle, flying in a circle. I'm lost in the wind. Angel, flying in a circle, flying in a circle, and I'm lost in the wind. So rock me in your cradle of dreams, help me in my ragged sins, show me made a new start, raise me up, take me down, down into the holler of your heart. In the holler of your heart. In the holler of your heart. Raise me up, raise me up. Take me down, down into the holler of your heart. Like a one-eyed jack in the middle of the deck, lost in the shuffle trying to find my way back. One-eyed jack in the middle of the deck, lost in the shuffle trying to find my way back. So rock me in your cradle of dreams, help me mend my ragged seams. Show me how to make a new start. Raise me up, and take me down, down into the holler of your heart. In the holler of your heart, yeah, the holler of your heart. Raise me up. Listen, take me down, down into the holler of your heart.
Joel Timothy, ladies and gentlemen, rocking the house, and I just posted a picture of him on
thank
Twitter,
you.
which was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
That was
here,
fantastic.
Tara.
I know that Laura Wagner will hold that song in her heart forever.
She's waving back through the glass. All
Thank you, Laura. I've already gotten several texts of people who want to talk to you, Laura, about their life, coaching, and therapy. So that's awesome. Very, very nice,
Yeah,
Joel.
she's great energy.
She did have great energy. And these two are also going to have great energy. This is Chelsea Wagner. That's Amelia Smith. They're from Gilda's Club of Louisville. And we're here to talk about wigs on tap. And we previewed them already. Kathy snuck in one of those wonderful wig pictures. But Gilda's Club is such a fantastic organization. We all know, named for Gilda Radner, who died very early, way too early, of ovarian cancer.
Yes, that's
Which apparently could have been prevented had we all had access to the CA-125 test prior to her death.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So I would love to hear about a little bit what you're doing with Gilda's Club. And do you guys actually work here, or are you just volunteering?
I work there. I'm
You
the
do.
major gifts officer, and Amelia is one of our wonderful volunteers. She's on our associate board.
Fantastic. So give me the general rundown of what Gilda's Club does to serve the community of Louisville.
Gilda's Club is a nonprofit cancer support organization. So we support people who are in treatment, they have a diagnosis, they're survivors, or they have family members or friends. So we support the whole family, however you choose to define your family.
Very nice.
We offer support groups, lectures and workshops, educational opportunities, and social events as well.
And the social events are spectacular.
Yes.
And
we
you have a lot of them.
Yes, we have a lot of them. They're very popular. We say, come as you are. People can come to Gilda's Club and talk about cancer, or they can come and talk about anything but cancer. Everyone there understands what you're going through. So if you want to just come to a Halloween party or a Christmas party, and just hang out with people who know what you're going through, that's what we're there for.
That's very nice. I like that. And it's located right downtown, a very convenient place, so everybody has access to Gilda's Club.
Yes, we're on Baxter Avenue, kind of across from Phoenix Hill Tavern. So it's a great location.
It's a wonderful place. Okay, so Amelia, pull that microphone towards you just a little bit more, facing me, and we'll be able to hear you better. Tell us about your role at Wigs on Tap.
So I'm the chair for Wigs on Tap this year, and we're really excited. It's going to be the biggest wigs yet. It's October 4th at the Vernon
5th.
Thank you.
October 5th at the Vernon Lanes, 7 o'clock. I have that right here on my computer.
And it's the Vernon Club, which is underneath the actual bowling alley part of the Vernon.
Yeah, the Vernon is cool. They've been on the show before, and they have all kinds of space
They're
there for
amazing.
events. Yeah, they're very supportive. I love
They
them.
are. They have great bands there all the time, and they've really hooked us up, and we're glad to be partnering with them this year.
Have you met Scotty the Pirate yet?
Yes,
have.
Scotty is great.
He's the best.
He's so fun.
And they've been extremely generous with us in this event.
They are, and that's wonderful. And they're refinishing rooms upstairs for different meetings, and it's such a unique place. It has such historic flavor, and I love the retro of the whole thing. So tell us a little bit more about the Wigs on Tap, because this is an annual event that's gone on for how many years?
6.
6 years?
This will be the 6th one.
So what is the idea? How do we get involved with Wigs on Tap? Do we just go out and buy the craziest wigs we can find and come down?
That's a good start. We would love if people would go to wigsontap.org to buy tickets, or you can buy them at the door. They're $45 for just a general admission ticket, or $60 reserved seating, and that gets you admission, open bar, food from Mark's Feed Store, and live music from the Nick Pay Band and Peter Searcy.
Well, Peter Searcy and Nick Pay have both been on here. Oh, look how cute they are.
Yeah.
Do you know any of those gals?
Oh, yes.
Tell us who they are.
Those are associate board members. So our associate board of Gilda's Club, which is our junior board, they're the ones that put on this event from year to year.
Oh, that's fantastic. So any wig that you want, basically, will work.
Anything cute, crazy, whatever
Even guys
you want.
can wear wigs.
Oh, yes, please do.
I think that's the best part of the whole thing. And of course, the idea is to honor those with cancer who are losing their hair.
Absolutely. And that's where kind of that comes from.
The whole concept comes from, because I have 2 friends currently in cancer treatment, and one of them just lost her hair and just got a wig for the first time. And I happen to be doing some social media for my hair salon, the Chopping Block, and we've got a lovely lady there named Delinda Parrott, and she finds wigs that are so perfect for the women who come in there, and then she styles and she cuts them and she makes them beautiful. And I'm just so impressed with how the women feel when they come out, because that, losing our hair is just, well, I don't know, is it the same for guys?
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
It's just a horrible, debilitating feeling, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making light of it, but I'm always jealous of the guys who look great with shaved heads.
Yes.
Because it's so comfortable, but I don't. I look really goofy. But,
well, and women don't typically,
but
feel like they look good.
Especially if you when you lose your hair, but, if from cancer, I mean, that's like, wow.
Yeah, it's devastating.
So you guys are doing awesome work.
Thank you.
They are, and thank you. And so give us a rundown of the activities that night. What can we expect to do?
Well, have a good time, lots of food and drink. Like we said, some live music. We also have a wig contest that's been ongoing. It's been, for maybe 6 weeks now?
Yeah, all the associate board members take photos of themselves, of their pets, their nieces.
Pets and wigs.
Pets and wigs.
We've got a pig in a wig and a puppy dog and a cutest little girl. We've got everything. And if you go to the wigsontap.org, you can see all the photos and you can vote for your favorite wig. And that's another way that we're able to raise money. But we'll have the scrolling of the photos through at the event too, so you can donate at the event as well.
Have you picked your wig out yet, Amelia?
I'm a nerd and I like to Photoshop my wig. I always pick whoever celebrity of the year has the craziest hair and Photoshop
Carrot
them.
Top.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Maybe next year.
What about you, Chelsea? Have you got one yet?
I do. I have, my standard little purple bob wig.
I love that. That'll be so much fun. So some of the other events that happen throughout the year are just as well known as Wigs on Tap. You want to run over a couple of those?
Another big fundraiser that we have is in November, and that's our Gilda's Night this year. It's at Rhodes for him and for her, and that's a huge fundraiser for us.
Great.
It brings in around $300,000, if not more. So that's a huge thing that we do. And these fundraisers are so important because everything that we provide at Gilda's Club is free of charge. So no one who comes has to pay a dime, especially when you're going through cancer treatment. That's just an extra burden, and the support is so critical.
And you guys have a fabulous kitchen.
Thank you. Yes,
we
do.
It sets the chef's hearts just pounding a little bit harder.
And meals are a big part of what we offer. Any evening program that we have, we like to start it with a meal because it's just another way of building community. And, everyone always gravitates toward the kitchen. You hang out, you open up. And
That's right. And it's a huge kitchen, so you can
huge
gravitate with a lot of other people.
Exactly.
Well, and eating is a big challenge when you're going through chemotherapy and radiation. So that's nice. You provide that comfort food.
Yeah, and especially for our families who come in, we don't want anything to create a barrier for their participation. And so if that means, they can come here and have dinner and not have to worry about it themselves, then we love to give them that.
You've got a few other events that you want to talk about. There's something that is a very important way to communicate with your children about a cancer, whether it's the child's cancer or the parent's cancer.
Absolutely. So on September 30th, which is a Monday, we have Talking to Your Kids About Cancer. This is for the adults. Our Chief Mission Officer Joe Ferry is going to talk to the parents about, how do you talk to your kids about cancer? What is too much information?
Right.
How far do you go with some of the medical talk?
Exactly.
And then while the parents are in there, the kids, we have a cooking class for them.
Wow.
Chef Nancy Russman.
Oh, she's the best.
They'll
That
be
sounds
learning
awesome,
to
yeah.
cook without knives and heat.
Yes.
Make like after school snacks and things
Very
like that.
smart. And then there's a big chili cook-off.
There
You'd be
is.
interested in that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a Halloween kind of event.
Oh,
It
really?
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So October 11th, which is the same day as the Caulfield's Halloween Parade.
Awesome.
It's going to pass right in front of Gilda's Club. So we're going to have a chili cook-off. People come, bring your best chili, share it with everybody, and, see who comes out on top. We'll have chili, and then we'll go sit out in front of Gilda's and watch the parade go by.
What's
Sounds-
the date on that again?
October 11th.
Okay.
5:30, and then I think the parade starts at 7, and if it's starting at the morgue, then it should pass us pretty much right away.
Perfect. So the Baxter Avenue Morgue, all very close. Noogie Fest.
Noogie Fest, yes. This is an awesome thing that the Junior League has been doing for Gilda's Club for, I think this is our 6th year.
And Gilda used to do that to John Belushi, right?
Yes. So we've got Noogies at Gilda's Club. We have Noogie Land, which is the kids' area, and then Noogie Fest is our fall Halloween festival, and that is Saturday, October 6th. It's the day after Wigs on Tap, and that's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and it's free and open to the public.
So you guys are going to have a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Take off your wigs and go out and get a noogie.
Yeah, put your wig back on and stroll over.
Amelia, tell me why you got involved with Gilda's Club. What was your motivation?
I got involved with Gilda's Club because everyone I know, family and friends, have been touched by cancer in some way. And I'll never forget the first time I walked into the clubhouse, and I've never felt just all the stress of the day melt away. It was just such a surreal experience. And I felt like if that could happen to me, then how wonderful for someone who's actually going through a really trying time in their life. So
Yes, extraordinary.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, Chelsea and Amelia, thank you so much for taking time to come in. What's the website we can check?
For Wigs on Tap,
Yes.
it's wigsontap.org.
Wonderful. And you can also just go to gildasclublouisville.org for more information on all of the fantastic events, presentations, the help that is being offered to the community through Gilda's Club. Stop by, take a visit, just take a tour, walk into that kitchen, man. It is just incredible. And if you're interested in signing up for any of the events or any of the classes that may be being held, the speaking and stuff, you can also contact those through Gilda's Club, Louisville.org. Chelsea Wagner and Amelia Smith, thanks so much for taking time to come in with us. We really appreciate you. Stay put for just a second, because we're going to have the esteemed musical guest, Mr. Joel Timothy, share another wonderful, uplifting song with us. And
All right.
we talked about Janis Joplin a bit. Do you guys know who Janis Joplin was?
Yes.
Are you old enough?
Yes.
So he knew her. She taught him to sing. He and I are literally 1 degree of separation from Janis Joplin. So you are 2,
nice.
and she is now 3. So we are touched by history. And the Grateful Dead, too. I love that. What are you going to sing for us this time, Joel?
Like I said earlier, I took online requests, and I'm looking out into the studio here, and I see Carrie Morrison Schoaf, and she does a lot of work. With,
Yes, she
Gilda's
does.
Club.
Yes,
she does.
she actually is
Very-
the one who brought these 2 young ladies to me.
Very talented young lady.
She's
and
fantastic.
Personal family friends, but we also work together professionally sometimes.
Good. So this song is going out to you, Carrie
Yeah,
Morrison Schoaf.
She put her 2 cents in, and this is called "It's a Sin to Be Broke on a Saturday Night."
Joel Timothy.
If I had $100 bill in my pocket tonight, I'd take you in to Albuquerque. We just do that town up right. I got $16, some gas in the car. What do you say we drive on over to Silver Springs Bar? We ain't been blessed by no shining stars above. We ain't beggars, we ain't choosers. Yeah, we may be losers. Even if we're losers, at least we're in love. Us against this world, we're losing the fight. It's a sin to be broke on a Saturday night. This world's falling down around us just a little more every day. It takes everything we got inside us just to hope and to pray. But we keep it'll all be good again. We get by every day, doing the best that we can. Now there'll come a day, but I can't say when. We'll look out across this desert, see our ship coming in. We'll climb on board, sail away, off into the sunset of a brand new day. We ain't been blessed by no shining stars above. We ain't beggars, we ain't choosers. Yeah, we may be losers. Even if we're losers, at least we're in love. It's us against this world, losing the fight. It's a sin to be broke on a Saturday night. Now we'd be looking at this world in a whole new light if I had that $100 bill in my pocket tonight.
Joel Timothy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Tara.
So much.
Thank
that was
you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
How awful is it to be broke on a Saturday night? Especially if you want to go to the boat or something.
I'm just getting people ready because it's only Monday.
That's
so
right. Start saving their pennies now, right?
Exactly.
Well, joining us, last is saved for best, I think, or best is saved for last, should I say. Bunny Zeller from the Animal Care Society and Virginia Hottinger. So glad to have you both with us. Bark in the Park is this Saturday, and introduce your beautiful special guest, Bunny.
This is Babette.
Gosh.
And she actually originated with us when she was 8 weeks old. We adopted her out.
Oh.
And about a month ago, got a phone call from Metro Animal Services that they had owner surrendered her there.
Oh, no.
They called us.
Oh,
Lost
she is-
her home. Give me kiss.
She is awesome.
8 years old, but she doesn't act anywhere close
like a
to
puppy.
age.
Yeah.
Precious. She's a good girl. What do you think she is a mix of?
Well, they told us Cocker Pekingese mix.
So the agreement is when you adopt an animal, do you ask the people to bring them back to you if they give them up?
We asked them to contact us
Okay,
first because being a no-kill shelter,
Right.
space, we have to have space.
Yes.
So we do, and especially if someone has owned the animal for 8 years,
Yeah.
you would like to think that they would have kept the dog.
Yeah.
So we do evaluate. We do expect them to call us back, and then we do try to work them back in the system. Of course, she ended up at Metro Animal Services.
And thank God they have moved more towards the no-kill.
And they do call us.
Yeah.
They scan, they do call us, and we went and got her.
Well,
so.
thanks to Justin, Margaret, and Donald for the new regime, and hopefully an even better replacement will be coming in, and we'll keep moving forward on that at Metro Animal Services.
true.
But Animal Care Society does a great job fostering out animals to all of you. I mean, all of you guys take on tons of animals. Tell us how to become volunteers for animal care.
Well, it's very simple. You just go to our website. There is an application that you can fill out. If you're not computer savvy, you can actually come out to the shelter. And we have paper applications. We do an orientation. We schedule you up at your convenience. You come out and do an orientation if you want to handle animals.
Awesome.
If you want to volunteer as far as fundraising goes, we'll gladly sign you up for that, too.
Perfect.
So.
All right, big event coming up this Saturday. And Virginia, I'm going to give you a chance to tell us about it because you're coordinating the Bark in the Park. It's at Seneca Park, as it is every year. It's going to be so much fun. And do you have anybody to MC it yet?
I think so. I think we have somebody pretty great.
Becca White. You're absolutely right. You have Becca White to MC, and I'm going to be her assistant.
Oh, now.
So this will be fun. She and I hosted Louisville Live together, and we are a great team, and we give any opportunity to get together again. So thank you for asking us.
Well, we
Sure,
love
thank
you,
you.
and so do my vendors.
Oh,
You've
well,
done
do.
it for what, the last 3 or 4 years?
Something like that.
Yes, and everyone says, "Oh, is Tara coming back?"
I
they
love it.
love the way you move around the park and chat with them.
Well, that's what's so much fun about this. Bark in the Park is set up, as you can see from the photos that Kathy is so beautifully showing us, that it's set up in a great big square, and there are vendor tents and booths all around. There's a wolf walk first thing in the morning, which is really fun. And then people just have the opportunity to see the crazy disc dogs and all of the border collies, the racing dogs, the ones who are going in and out of, what do you call it?
It's agility. We have agility demo.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And it's so much fun because I go around with the remote microphone and I talk to the vendors and let people who are attending the event know who is supporting Animal Care Society. And last year, I met one of the coolest people ever, and she's the hospice vet. Do you know Courtney?
Oh, yes.
She is the best. And just to have the opportunity to meet her was so great, and she's done such great things in the short year that she's been here. So I'm hoping she'll be back this year. All of the vendors do great things, and you guys have on-site animals for adoption, both from Animal Care and from Metro, yes?
Well, we don't really. It's basically a fundraiser for us.
Okay.
The way we raise the money is for people to participate in the walk or the run.
Yes.
The rest of the day is nothing but fun and activities.
Wonderful.
So if you want to help us out, please come and walk. Do the walk or the run. Now, the rest of the day is with vendors. It's activities, demos. We have the flying hounds. You can hook up. Any for-profit vendor does pay a fee to be a vendor with us.
Sure, they should.
But we do feel that in order to help out the community and other people like us who are nonprofits, they come free.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
we feel that the for-profits have to help the nonprofits.
Absolutely. That's how we think, too. We like to charge businesses to come on the show so that we can have the dogs on for free. So, Virginia, give us a rundown of the events that day, because that's what we want to tell people. We're starting out at 8 o'clock in the morning, I think, with the Wolf Walk.
Yep, at 8 a.m. Well, at 7 a.m. we're going to have registration. In case you didn't pre-register, you can pre-register online, though. Just go to our website. And then at 8 a.m. is when the walk run begins. Usually we just have a walk, but this year we're doing it as a run. So,
or you can still walk. It's okay. Yeah. Run or walk with your dogs.
And then at 9 is when our vendor booths are going to open up, and that's going to be all of our all the other rescues, all local businesses, things like that. And then at 10 a.m. we're going to have a tray ball demo with Heike Perdon.
What is that?
It's this big, they have a big ball that she trains them to push around.
Oh, cute.
It's really neat.
Oh, that'll be so much fun. I love that.
And then 10:30 is our flying hounds, which we're really
They're
excited
great.
to have. Yeah.
They're fantastic.
11's agility, and then we have our contests. We have an owner pet lookalike contest, we have a kissing contest, and a Halloween costume contest.
I think you win the kissing contest already because you've been doing such a
What
good
is this dog's
job.
name again?
Babette.
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 She's adorable.
She is.
Is Babette available?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Babette wants to be 1 degree from Janis Joplin, too.
Before I get out of here, she's going to be less than that because she's going to give me a big kiss on the face.
I think she
Well,
will.
I love
you
that
know,
dog.
we're actually testing her out because something new that we are doing this year, and we're kind of excited about, we hope it works, is we're doing a kissing booth. So we've been trying
cute.
to figure out what dogs we can line up,
I
and
think
she
she's
has
one.
been so kissy today.
I think she's one.
That we think she's going to be one of our kissers for the kissing booth.
I think she'll do an excellent job, and that's so much fun. Now, you just have to come to Seneca Park on Saturday morning. If you haven't pre-registered, start at 7. Can we do that online still?
Yes.
So go online to animalcaresociety.org, and you'll be able to pre-register for the Wolf Walk. And then basically the whole day is just going to be a lot of fun. Bring your sunblock. There's plenty of water. There are pools and buckets of water for the dogs, so feel free to bring your dogs. That's the whole idea. And make sure that they're on leash and that they're safe. And we look so forward to being with you. Becca White and I are going to very much anticipate emceeing the day, and we hope you all will join us as well. Babette, I will see you at the kissing booth. Bunny
That dog
Zeller
is adorable.
and Virginia Hottinger from Animal Care Society. You got to go over there and kiss Joel before you leave. Would you do
Okay.
that, Bunny? Would you make sure that she gets
Aw.
one? Very good. Thank you both so much.
Babette.
And there goes my water, but that's okay. We want to thank Maureen Bravo of Rodan and Fields for their sponsorship of Take It From Tara, the Bravo team of Rodan and Fields. Rodan and Fields skincare consultants pride themselves on changing faces and changing lives on a daily basis. Two respected dermatologists, Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields, say that using their products is like visiting their office, but without the cost of seeing a dermatologist. At myrandf.com, you'll find helpful hints. Get a free skin analysis using the solution tool and discover Rodan and Fields' seasonal skincare recommendations. For more information, Maureen Bravo, 407-810-4665. Email maureen.ruii@gmail.com. Thank you, Team Bravo of Rodan and Fields, for sponsoring Take It From Tara. We appreciate it. And Joel, we got a few minutes left,
All right.
and I want to take advantage of it completely. I want to talk a little bit more about Janice, if you don't mind.
No, everything you want to know.
I'd love to know what it was like to be in her presence, because she is one of the most significant musicians, I think, of our century.
Well,
Last
think
century.
I don't know a lot about mental health, but based on what I do know, I think back then, I don't know if there was even such a phrase, but I think she was bipolar.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because
a lot of tragedy in her life.
She was so sweet and so motherly and sisterly, yet she could turn on a dime.
Wow.
And she would have no problem going right up and getting in the face of like a Hell's Angel who's supposed to be helping with gear or something.
Yeah.
And,
incredible.
But she was always good to me. But she had that capacity. I mean, sometimes it shows. She would just go off on people and start chewing them out and stuff. It was, I kind of was embarrassed by it because I didn't know if she really knew she was doing it.
Maybe not.
And then turned right around and asked me if I'm okay, sweetie.
Did you stay in touch with her through the end of her life?
No, we fell out of touch just as she started to really go mainstream, and she spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, and then she got a place up in Marin County. And it wasn't like she moved out of the neighborhood and just said, "Oh, see all you losers later." But she just didn't have time, So
where were you when you heard that she had passed? I
was sitting in a college classroom, and I had to get up and leave.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Seminal moment.
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was.
Yeah.
And it was in the morning.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
I remember very clearly, and it was a big lecture hall.
Yeah. And
I just got up and, like a zombie, just kind of walked out the door.
So how was Bet's interpretation of her in the movie?
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I did too.
It wasn't really her, but there were some essences of her. But I'll tell you the thing that really did nail it was, did you see the stage play Dear Janice?
Yes.
That I sat in the audience waiting for it to take some, left turn that was not true, unreal, and it was actually dead on.
Stayed true to form.
And I remember she talked about her little car. She had a little Ford Falcon.
Yes.
And she'd get me and all my buddies. It didn't have a starter in it, or the starter was dead, so we'd have to push it, or she'd park on a hill,
Handy in San Francisco.
And I remember her little dog that she talked about in the letters and all that stuff. And don't really distinctly remember, but I'm sure I saw some of those letters sitting right on her table.
Amazing.
So, but yeah, but really, I think the just double-edged sword.
Do you know The Rose?
Yeah. Yeah.
Play it.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
You don't know
No,
it?
I thought you meant of it. No.
No. Do you know the song?
I know of the song.
The song is an awesome song,
It is
and it really brings the true spirit of her, what you just said.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost a dual personality.
Yeah, and that's kind of the take I had on it.
Amazing. Well, let's have one more tune, because I would love to hear from you again. Joel Timothy?
All right. Thank you so much, Tara.
My extreme pleasure.
And
Take it away.
I need to give a quick plug. I'm going to be playing at the Belknap Festival.
Oh, good.
This festival is the 11th and 12th.
Of October.
But on the 12th, great lineup, great evening. Bridget Kalin kicks off the show.
She's awesome.
She is. Then I go on, and then the DeLoreans, and then Wax Fang.
Yay!
So it's going to be a killer evening.
Yeah, Wax Fang played with My Morning Jacket. They're great.
Oh, yeah. They're
fantastic.
They're going places.
Well, give us another tune, and I'm going to plug in my laptop so I can actually read my promo for next week while you play.
All right.
Play and sing. Go ahead. Joel Timothy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks again. My sweet Betty gone downtown. My sweet Betty gone downtown. Gonna buy a new dress and a new pair of shoes. My sweet Betty gone downtown. Ooh, baby, come home. she fall into my arms. Baby, come home, she fall into my arms. Yeah, it won't take long to lose that new dress and them new shoes. Baby, come home, she fall into my arms.
Beautiful song by Joel Timothy. Thanks to all of our guests, Gilda's Club, the Louisville Youth Choir, life coach Laura Wagner, and the Animal Care Society, plus the fantastic music of Joel Timothy. Next week, Eddie Birch plays and sings for us all during the hour. Catherine Furrow's here with a movie update on Breath of Heaven. Hopefully you'll hear about the Frankfurt Avenue Business Association, which will be a lot of fun. And Lydia Bell from the Housing Partnership is going to talk to us about the expansion of affordable housing to the hospital-heavy Far East End. And our rescue hero, you can keep playing. I love to hear music as I talk. Our rescue hero, Rebecca Eves of the Arrow Fund, is going to be in with yet another heartbreak, but also one that you will absolutely love to support.
That woman is a hero.
She is a hero. There's no question about it. And we archive all of our shows on our reinvented CrescentHillRadio.com website. You can check out SoundCloud, Ustream, and YouTube. I will see you next Monday on Take It From Tara, 5 to 6 p.m. on Crescent Hill Radio. Thanks, Joel Timothy.
Thank you so much for having me on, Tara. Great to see you.
Have a wonderful week.